Hello lovely people. This week is a book haul. Do that better.
Dooby 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 doo. Dooby 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 Sophie Vlogs.
I've been trying to theme my book hauls so that there's a thread running throughout them. This one doesn't really have a theme. They're all secondhand books because I'm trying to just buy secondhand books at the moment to save money. But there's no theme. So I'm just going to talk through them and hopefully you'll find some of them interesting. So, to kick it all off, we have The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I heard a lot of hype about this when it came out. I had no idea and only learned recently that it's part of a 6-book series. I thought it was a one-off fantasy book, but guess that was wrong. The cover is quite distinctive, so I've noticed it a lot in bookshops over the past couple of years or so. So I just thought maybe dip my toes into those waters and see what it's like. I don't know. If you've read it and have thoughts on it, I'd love to hear them because I don't really know what to expect from it. Second up, we've got 1001 Nights by Hanan al-Sheikh. I flipping love the concept of 1001 Nights Shahrazad stuff. I've mentioned a couple of different books on this channel, there was the Marina Warner one that traced the history of 1001 Nights, which I still need to finish and get out again from the library. There's E.K. Johnston's 1000 Nights, which I flipping loved. So this, I thought the cover was quite pretty, and just anything that ties into that Shahrazad storytelling idea, I'm always kind of wanting to read. So this is retold by the acclaimed Lebanese novelist. This selection of mesmerizing stories tells of the real and the supernatural, love and marriage, power and punishment, wealth and poverty, and the endless trials and uncertainties of fate. So, gonna try it out. Quite excited. Do love a bit of Shahrazad in my life. After that, we've got an autobiography, I Am Malala, because, yes, why not? She's a public figure who I am familiar vaguely with her story, but probably not as much as I should be. So this was in a secondhand bookshop. I thought I'd pick it up. Winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. That's an acclaim to have. So looking forward to reading this. Most of the autobiographies I've read have actually just been of pop culture people, actors and models and stuff. So I think it's going to be quite good to read one that is more of she's kind of a political figure. I was going to say a political figure. I guess she is. I don't know, just someone who's not in the entertainment industry is what I'm going for, I think. After that, we have Northern Lights, Legends, Sagas and Folktales, edited by Kevin Crossley Holland. So this is a compilation of folktales from Northwest Europe. I'm currently reading Folktales of the British Isles, which is edited by Kevin Crossley Holland, and that's been really interesting because I mentioned it in a haul earlier, but I've been reading it for a couple of months, just dipping in and out, because they're all themed, so you can get a sense of what types of themes run through folktales, but they're also listed by where they're from, so it's just been really interesting. I really like books that draw on mythology and folktales, so I sort of decided, why aren't I reading some of those folktales? So I think this is going to be quite similar to that, but just with a different geographical focus. So he has compiled a lot of folktales that back in sort of Victorian times, when there was a resurgence in interest in folktales, people went around and recorded people speaking them, not not audibly, but they wrote them down, and a lot of the time they wrote them down in so that you can read the accent and the way that they're told, that sort of thing. So that's been super interesting. So when I saw this, I also wanted to get this one because just trying to read more folk tales in their original forms rather than just reinterpretations and retellings. So a related link to that is the next book, which is The Magic Orange Tree and Other Haitian Folktales by Darren Volkstein. Sorry, I went all there. Again, folktales trying to read more of. I know nothing about Haitian folktales at all, so I'm trying to just make sure that my folktale reading is not just strictly British or European, but also just delving into cultures that I don't really know, that I can use this as a way to just maybe learn a bit more about them. So this is going to be interesting. And again, sort of linking on from that is the next book, which is the Penguin Book of Latin American Short Stories, edited by Thomas Colchi. The only author in this who I've ever read before is Isabella Allende. So this is just full of authors who I have not ever really heard of massively, and so I'm not familiar with their work in any way. So I figure this is quite a good way of me seeing if I want to explore them further, because I can read short stories by them, and then if I like that, like sort of go onwards from there. So as far as I'm aware, there's not like a particular theme to any of these stories. They are just short stories by all these different authors. But should be interesting, I hope. The next book I picked up for a very similar reason to that, and that is the Penguin Book of International Women's Stories, but edited by Kate 5, 6, I don't know. For very similar reasons. A lot of authors in this that I don't really know. So yeah, just reading from the back, some people who are in... Oh! Would you look at that? This author has a short story in here. Isn't that cool? But also there's like people who I've read, so there's like Angela Carter, Margaret Atwood, stuff like that. There's people who I've always meant to read, like Alice Walker in here. There are people that I didn't know about. So yeah, the contents page also tells you where they're from, so that's just a nice bit of context for me, so that I can just generally expand my author knowledge and awareness. Again, don't think there's a particular theme, think it's just like a compilation just to give you like a start point, and then I can sort of like work off of both of these, and if there's any particular authors that I really enjoy their short stories of, then I can maybe explore them more just by like buying some of their novels. And finally, we have Midsummer Nights, edited by Jeanette Winterson. Now, I love Jeanette Winterson. She's written some of my favourite books of all time that like reach inside my soul and grab me by the heart and just, love them. So already, I'm intrigued. It has a very pretty cover. I'm like more intrigued. I pick up the back and I decide to read what it's about. It's retellings of operas. How flipping cool is that? So again, talking about what authors are in here. There's people like Kate Atkinson. I like a good Kate Atkinson. There's people like Colm Toibin, is that how you say his name? He wrote Brooklyn, which I saw the film of. Alexander McCall Smith, like these people whose names I'm like familiar with, but I've never read anything by them. So again, okay, well, first of all, let's just establish that I love opera. Still very kind of new to experiencing opera as like a visual medium. Mostly I just like listen to a lot of opera in the background while I like cook and stuff like that. So I'm still kind of learning some of the stories of operas. Like I went to go see La Boheme, hadn't realised that Rent was like a reinterpretation of La Boheme until I was watching the scene where Mimi needs to light her candle, and I was like, oh my god, all of the pieces fell into place. Because I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes. But this is my rambly way of saying that, like, whilst I'm familiar with a lot of like the music of operas, I'm not familiar with a lot of the stories. So this should be a good way for me to just read gorgeous short stories, hopefully, by some cool authors, but also like use these short stories as jumping off points to maybe find some more operas to go see. I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm just super excited about this. That's it for this little book haul. These are just some random things I've sort of picked up. I'm really trying to buy less books because, as I have mentioned, I think if my posting order is correct, gonna be moving soon, have a lot of books, maybe don't need to bring all of them with me, maybe I should lessen the amount of books. I don't know, it's hard because books, love them, but like, long story short, just trying to like read more of what has been lent to me to return that, maybe buy a bit less, maybe use the library a bit more, I don't know. But, rambly, this has just been some stuff I've bought recently that I thought I'd share. If you've read any of them, give me your thoughts. If you've bought any interesting things lately, let me know. Just have a little chatter in the comments below, should you wish. I hope you're having a super great week, and I will see you next time with who knows what.